What it do, man? Welcome back to another episode of the Good Morning Maine podcast, where we grow, we breathe, and we keep it all the way real. This episode is for those of you who used to shrink, the ones who dimmed their light just to belong, the ones who laughed a little quieter, danced a little smaller, and said yes when they wanted to say no. But today, we're talking about reclaiming your space, about letting your hair down with awareness, with power, and with joy. Because listen, I laugh now. Respectfully, let's get into it. Segment one, I caught myself slipping, shrinking. I'm sorry. Let me be real. I used to shrink all the time, especially around people that I thought were friends. People had me questioning myself, checking myself, second guessing my laughter, my energy, even my voice. You been around some of those people? And even now, sometimes I still catch myself feeling that old pull to dim down. But here's the difference now, because I catch it. Here's the difference now, because I catch it. I feel it in my body. I pause, I breathe, and I say out loud, "No, fuck that. Do what you do, but watch my shoes." No, for real though, I do say, "Fuck that. Do what you do." That's called being aware. You must be aware. That's power, and that's growth. I want to jot that down. Segment two, I don't gotta hate you to move on. See, I've been back in some of those spaces, man. Those rooms where people used to make me feel small, or maybe you feel small around people. People who make your opinions feel too much, or they tried to gaslight your truth like it was up for debate. And I find myself starting to fold sometimes, just a little bit, trying not to be like a Leo, rest in peace, and rock the boat. Oh, but this time I caught it. And instead of getting into it, instead of defending myself, I laughed and I laughed and I moved on respectfully. Because you know what? That laugh was my freedom. It's your freedom. That moment was me taking back the power I had the whole damn time, and I just didn't realize it, or you just didn't realize it back then. And now, baby, I treat my energy like Beyonce at the Rock Nation brunch. If you don't make me feel seen, valued, or elevated, I'm smiling, sipping, stepping. No hard feelings, no drama, just divine distance, and you must do the same. And here's the truth. You don't have to hate nobody to move on from them. You don't have to stay friends, and you don't have to explain your damn self. Man, it took a long time to get that. You can exist in the same space, but they will never again take up the space they used to. That's key. And unless God gives me a sign from heaven with trumpets and a clown that spell out reconnect, I'm going to keep my distance. And even then, I'm going to ask him for a double confirmation. I ain't lying to you. Thank y'all for joining me here on the Good Morning Maine podcast. I laugh respectfully, episode 7. Go ahead and subscribe, drop a comment, let me know what you're thinking. Let's jump into segment 3. New people, same room. New people, same room. The wildest part is when I stopped shrinking. Okay, let me stand up. When I started laughing again, standing up straighter and not trying to fit in, guess what happened? And it'll happen for you. New people started showing up in those same places where I used to feel invincible, in rooms where I felt overlooked. Now I walk in and I feel seen. Not because the room changed, but because I did and because you did. And real talk, you ever watch that episode, an old episode of Moesha on the Parkers, and realize that the way they did Kim was straight up foul, like diabolical? Sis was just being herself, stylish, bubbly, goofy, and they treated her like she was a joke. But that used to be me. And it may have been you, or it might be you right now, trying to be happy, trying to be expressive, and folks treated it like it's a what? Like it's a problem. But now I'm giving main character energy. Kim has her own spinoff, and I'm executive producing my sequel, and you need to do the same. To one of these last segments, segment 4, joy is a birthright. I laugh now out loud, like respectfully. I dance when I feel like it, even if I'm the only one doing a little two-step. I don't need to shrink to make people comfortable, and you don't need to shrink to make people comfortable. I don't need to argue to protect my peace. You don't either. I don't shrink to fit. I expand to honor who I am, and if that don't sit right with somebody, I ain't the one who should be at their table. I'm not their people. We can exist in the same space, but I only decide how much space you get. You feel me? That plane kind of threw me off. I am out here in the valley, in the LA area. So, because I'm outside. Although you see a brick wall, I'm outside. All right, got some affirmations for you. Repeat these with me. I don't owe comfort to people who once made me small. The rooms didn't change, I did. I don't shrink for anybody. I shine for me. I released the need to be liked in places I had to heal from. I'm not bitter, I'm just busy being me. I laugh now, respectfully. And to close this episode out, listen, man, if you ever find yourself shrinking again, don't beat yourself up. Just pause, breathe, feel it, and correct it. That awareness is your power. You don't owe anyone smallness, but you do owe yourself the truth. If this episode hit home for you, here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment on the YouTube or the TikTok or the IG. Tell me a moment where you caught yourself shrinking and chose to stand tall instead. And if you haven't heard my last episode, Sober Love, When the High Fades, it's waiting for you right now on YouTube. Grow with us every week, man. Let's grow together on the Good Morning Maine podcast. Until next time, don't shrink, don't settle, and don't ever apologize for showing up as your full self. And remember, every day is a good day when you create it in your mind. Key. Till next time.